You're listening to the Intuitive Souls podcast. I am your host, Erica Russo, and this podcast is designed to educate, inspire, and enlighten. Let's wake up together. Hello, and welcome to the Intuitive Souls podcast. If this is your first time tuning in, welcome. I am so super stoked that the universe led you here. If you are an OG and you keep on tuning in and you keep on sharing the love, thank you so much. I love each and every one of you. If you are enjoying this podcast, if it's bringing you value, if it's helping you, if it's guiding you, if it's teaching you, I would love to hear from you. If you can go head over to iTunes and submit a review. Before you submit a review, just take a screenshot of the review, because once you hit submit, it's gone and there's no way of figuring out who actually wrote it. So be sure to take a picture of the review and send it to me, which is, my email is erusso, R-U-S-S-O, pmrp@gmail.com. And I'm going to go ahead and send you a code to try out one of my mini courses on Udemy for free. Totally free, just as a thank you for, supporting my business, supporting other light workers, helping me get this podcast out there. So go ahead and do that. I have a couple, I think I have 5 right now, and I'm really super proud of them, and they're just all about anything under the spirituality umbrella. I have a crystal healing course. I have the Empowered Empath course, which is super popular. I also have a psychic and intuitive strengthening course. I have a meditation course. So definitely be sure to check that out if you are digging this podcast. So today's episode was kind of not planned. I just had this thought in my head that I needed to do an episode like this. And usually these are the episodes where I just get super vulnerable with you guys. I talk about my truths. I talk about things that might be taboo for our society, but frankly, I don't give a shit, because I need to talk about them, because someone who is listening needs to listen to this. They need to hear these words, because this is what they need to know. So today I want to talk about the negative condensation. I don't know what that word is. I'm sorry, guys. The negative side of standing up for yourself, or knowing your worth, or walking away from something that no longer serves you. Because let's be completely honest, all right? Society makes it really hard for a woman to be strong. They will put everything out there to not allow us. They're going to use all their power to not allow a strong woman to stand their ground and be equal to a man, right? So if you are someone that speaks their truth, says it in a respectful way, doesn't allow people to manipulate your beliefs and what you are here to do, you're going to be labeled a bitch. You're going to be labeled someone who's difficult to deal with. If you trust your intuition, if you trust the niggle that your soul gives you, and you stand by it, people are going to label you crazy or odd, because there's no logical explanation of your intuition. There's no logic behind your intuition. It's just a coincidence, people will say, or it's just something that, that Jewel wrote a song about. Your intuition is your connection to your soul. That has to have some sort of power to it, okay? If we stop abuse, if we walk away from a narcissistic relationship, if we walk away from someone who drains our soul, We're cold-hearted. We're heartless. We have no empathy. We have no compassion. We're selfish. What's wrong with being selfish? What is wrong with being selfish? Oh, you walked away from our relationship because you're selfish. Are you kidding me? Are you serious right now? You walked away because this is toxic. You walked away because it's not serving your highest good. It's not helping you grow. It's not helping you become a higher level version of yourself. And it's happened to me before where I have stood up to people that treated me badly, and I got horrible backlash because of it. I looked like the bad guy. I looked like the villain because I stood up for myself to someone who said very mean and cruel things about me, and I stood up for myself. But because I stood up for myself, I'm the villain. I'm the one that's out of place. How dare I? How dare I speak my truth, and how dare I say something to this person because, whoever this person was or is doesn't understand the value of self-worth. So what I'm trying to get to in this podcast episode is we all have relationships and things in our life that we're going to go through that aren't necessarily positive. Okay? Whether it be a relationship or whether it be learning to stick up for ourselves, opening up our throat chakra and speaking our truth. If someone is not at our same vibration, it's not going to be a good reaction. So if you go ahead and stick up for yourself in a respectable way and say, hey, listen, I understand that this is the way you believe this to be true, but this is how I believe this to be true. If they're not at their equal vibration of you, you might get some negative backlash. You might be labeled something that you're not, and you have to be okay with that. Strength comes and strength grows from when you take yourself outside of your comfort zone and you listen to your heart. Strength is something that you could be born with strength. I think that everyone is born with a certain level of strength, mental strength, emotional strength, physical strength. But just like every muscle in our body, it's something that we can grow. It is something that we can strengthen. And with every negative thing that comes our way, whether it be a fight with someone or leaving a job or doing something, you grow strength when you don't have any. Sorry, I just got a text. You have to remember that strength happens when you don't think you have any. So if you're sitting on something, if you're sitting on leaving a job, if you're sitting on a conversation that you need to have with someone because you don't think you have the strength to do it, you need to do it because the strength is going to come as you open up your heart chakra, as you speak your truth. Success comes when you step outside of your comfort zone. And a lot of the times people don't really understand that. They're always like, oh, if I had, the balls to talk to this person about what they did, blah, blah, blah. That you can't think like that. You need to shift your mindset because everybody has the balls to stick up for themselves. Everybody has the human right to stick up for themselves. And it's when you do it scared is when you're going to build your strength up. And you keep on doing these things scared. You keep on speaking up, even if you're scared. And eventually, you're going to wake up one day and you're going to realize what a motherfucking baller you are. you're going to realize how much strength that you built for yourself. You know, and I always say, like, if it doesn't feel good, it isn't good. I have so many clients come to me and, you know, we talk about relationships and struggles that they're dealing with in their everyday life. And all I can say is, if something doesn't feel good, it's not good. And if something feels good, it's good. That's how your intuition connects with you. It's through feelings. And because we live in a society that diminishes the power of our feelings and our emotions, we need to get back to that place. We need to get back to where we value our feelings and our emotions and how we feel about things. We have to get back to that place. So I hope that this reaches the person that needs to listen to this, because I know that not a lot of people talk about this. Not a lot of people talk about the negative that comes with stepping outside of your comfort zone, finding your strengths, finding your voice, owning your shit, and not taking anything less than what you deserve. Because we can sit for years knowing that something is wrong for us. And we can waste years and precious time waiting for strength to show up. And strength doesn't just show up. Strength happens when you take the initiative to build it, to trust it. Oh, you'll only leave the relationship once you're strong enough to. You'll only leave the job once you are strong enough to. You'll only tell this person off when the strength shows up. Doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. You need to take the initiative, and then your strength is going to follow through. Kind of like ducks. You are the head mama duck, and then the strength is your little baby ducks. But the strength is going to follow you wherever you go. So if you don't go anywhere with your strength, they're not going to do shit. That was a really weird analogy. Sorry, I'm a really weird person if you can't tell already. But I really wanted to talk about this because I know that there were points in my life where I needed someone to talk about this. I needed someone to let me know, like, hey, just so you know, you're going to be a badass motherfucker and you're going to stick up for yourself and you're going to feel really good when you're doing it and you're going to feel like on top of the world after you allow yourself to find the strength to talk about these things that are bothering you. But there's going to be some negative with that. But that's okay, because everyone lives their life through their belief systems. I can't change that other person's belief to mine, as they can't change my belief to theirs. So that's kind of where it's at. But at the end of the day, after you speak your truth, after you just feel so good about defending yourself, and they're saying, how dare you, you're disrespectful, you're this, you're that, blah, blah, blah. It doesn't mean that you're a better person. It just means that you learned the lesson and they didn't. You learned a major lesson when you know the value of your voice. And I think that in our society and in our life, I think that with every single human being walking this planet, I think learning the value of your voice is something we all need to learn. That is a lesson that I think every single one of us has to understand. You know, whether you actually take action on that or not, it's totally up to you. But the value of your voice is imperative. It is one of the biggest assets in your life if you allow it to be. And with that, I'm going to leave you guys. Have a great week, and I'll see you soon.
Want a place for spiritual and personal growth? The Intuitive Souls monthly membership is now open for enrollment. With monthly trainings, virtual spiritual development circles, coaching calls, and access to the private Facebook group, this monthly membership gives you everything you need to help you grow your intuition and step into a higher level version of yourself. Now is the time to take your quirks and turn them into your superpowers. This monthly membership gives you a safe place where you can practice your intuitive and mediumship skills with like-minded, soul-driven sisters. Enrollment is only open for a limited time, so be sure to head on over to ericarusso.co to sign up today. I can't wait to see you there.